in the next few weeks, we will talk about the Chinese religions, Taoism, Buddhism, and Confucianism. So today, I think I should spend a little time discussing Chinese religions. Okay, so Taoist philosophy, Taoism, Chinese Taoism. All right, Taoism can indicate two different ideas: religious Taoism and philosophical Taoism, 道家 and 道教, because they don't mean the same thing. All right, so in Qing Jing Jing, in a Taoist or Buddhist scriptures, Qing Jing Jing, it reads, Lao Jun said, the great Tao, the way is formless, yet it generates heaven and earth. The great Tao has no feelings, yet it regulates the operations of the sun and the moon. The great Tao is nameless, yet it raises and nourishes all things. I don't know its name, so I gradually named it as Tao. Okay, so Tao, the Chinese character Tao, can be understood as the road, the way, the track to heaven. All right, so if you get the Tao, you learn about the Tao, you will get the key to unlock the door of heaven. Religious Taoism. All right, so if you cannot really comprehend the idea of Tao, you can just think of it as the idea of God, right? God created the whole universe, but we don't know who created God. God is already there. All right, so Tao, so is Tao. Tao is already there. It's nameless. It has no feelings. It's formless and shapeless. You cannot feel it. All right, so it already exists before the generation of the universe. Okay. And in Confucianism, Tao can be also understood as a moral principle. Okay, if you hear about the Tao in the morning, you may die in the evening without regret. 朝闻道，夕死可矣. Alright, so Wu Wei is one of the most important ideas in Chinese Taoism. What is Wu Wei? Non-action. Okay, non-action or not doing. But it doesn't mean that you do nothing. It means that you do things without a purpose, without the expectation to get the feedback. You have to do things naturally to make it happen naturally. That is Wu Wei. Being wholly in harmony with the Tao. Okay, Wu Wei, there are several interpretations as to the idea of Wu Wei. Okay, Wu Wei, the attainment of this purely natural way of having, engaging in effortless and spontaneous movement, associated with water and its living nature. Okay, just try to follow the virtue of water, 君子之气. The ruler, the emperor, the king, the ruler, though vigilant, should not interfere with the duties of his ministers. In a political sense, Wu Wei means that the ruler should not interfere with the duties of his followers. If a ruler is virtuous enough, he can rule, he can instruct all his people without any effort. If you are virtuous enough, your people will follow you naturally. That is the idea, the political thought of Chinese Taoism. Alright, so have you ever heard of the sentence of the term 为学日益，为道日损，损之又损，以至于无为。无为而无不为。Have you ever heard of this poetic paragraph? Okay, 为学日益. What does that mean? When you learn something, you will enhance your ability of that, right? Those who seek knowledge collect something every day. When you, for example, you memorize 10 words in a day, then a month later you will discover that you make a lot of progress in your study, right? But when you practice Dao, 为道日损, when you practice Dao, you will let go of something every day. If you seek the Dao, the way, you will let go of something. You will let go of your desire, your ignorance, your hatred, your greed, avarice, your bad things. Okay, until they let go and let go until reaching no action. When nothing is done, nothing is left undone. Okay, that is the significance, the true meaning of practicing Dao. That is the philosophical goal of Taoism. Okay, and Buddhism. Okay, Buddhism is not only known to Taiwanese people but also to the Westerners, right? Li Cha Ji, I know the very famous Halloween actor Li Cha Ji. He is a very sincere Buddhist, and he met Dalai Lama several times. The Buddha was once a prince named Startle, growing in a palace surrounded by luxury. He was born with every luxury, but he gave all this up in order to find solutions to the suffering of human life. When he saw the people of old age of diseases, then he was also astonished that not only they, but also he himself would go through the stages of life, death, and sickness, old age. Right, so what is the purpose of Buddhism? To get the state of nirvana, the ultimate bliss of happiness, 永远的喜乐, to get the real liberation, the real freedom, the total freedom of life and death. In the Old Testament, it's Moses that freed the Israelites from the slavery of Egypt. But it doesn't mean that those Israelites were already free, because Socrates tells his students that if you cannot control your emotion, if you cannot control your desire, you are still the slave of your appetites of your own. Right? The Buddha. But the Buddha has a great discovery. He says that every sentient being has the Buddha nature. Not only the Buddha himself, but also we have the Buddha natures. What is the Buddha nature? The enlightening heart, the intelligent heart. The Buddha nature, something that can fill you with qualities, the four immeasurables: benevolence, compassion, sympathetic joy, and tranquility. Not only the Buddha, but also you can possess these qualities. But is there anyone who call you the Buddha? If you have the Buddha nature, why do people not call us Buddhas? Because the Buddha said, our Buddha nature could be possibly could be temporarily clouded or polluted by something unknown, by the unknown attachment to materials, to ignorance. Once those negative elements be dispersed, your nature, your true nature, your Buddha nature will be highlighted again, will be appear again. Right? So the Buddha is the awakened one. So maybe you can get enlightened when you really concentrate on the practice of the Tao. Or you can say, well, I follow the teachings of Jesus. Jesus tells his disciples to take up your own clothes, not clothes. Take up your own clothes, deny yourself, and follow. Deny yourself. What does it mean? The practice the self-denial. Yeah, I don't think it is different from the idea of Confucianism. 克己复礼, overcome yourself, deny yourself. That is the practice of Zen. All right, and since the sentient beings may be stopped with something unknown, the Buddha give us an instruction how to get to the other shore, 到彼岸, how to get enlightened. The first step is to know about the noble truths, four noble truths, 四圣谛. What is 四圣谛? The four noble truths, 普济灭道. You have to understand that there is suffering in the world. You also suffer in this endless cycle. All right. So when you know about the suffering, the second step is to know why these sufferings happen to you, and then you have to diagnose the causes, not to make them happen again. And then the last step is to be on the right track. 道, 普济灭道, to find the prescription. All right, and the Eightfold Path, what are the right tracks, the Eightfold Path? Right mindfulness, right concentration, right effort, right livelihood, right action, right speech, right intention. 正念、正思维、正心、正见. Right, that's the translation problem. Yeah. I try to translate these speculative terms as much as possible. I don't know if it makes sense, but I try to give interpretations. Okay, 菩提达摩, a legendary figure. Legendary, he is a real figure in history, who is credited as the transmitter of Tan or Zen, was said to have sat for 9 years in silent meditation before the war. right? If you ever been to Shaoyunshi in China, you can notice the wall that would have that is some miracles on that， 好像是50个亿。这个 the reflections of a Buddha Dharma on the wall. Okay, and Buddhism and Taoism may possess similar qualities. Okay, Zen Buddhism. Its main focus was and still is for naturalness and simplicity, and so is Taoism. Right? Okay. Yeah, I just mentioned the four immeasurables: 慈悲喜舍, 慈 benevolence, 悲 compassion, 喜 sympathetic joy, and 舍 tranquility. Not be attachment to your devotion, to what you have done. All right, and then Confucianism. Here comes Confucianism, right? Do you know two important educational principles of Confucius? 有教无类. What is 有教无类? 有教钱就不分类. Okay, there is no distinction between people. No one should be left behind. We should educate, we should teach people without discrimination. That is one of the more educational principles of Confucius. And the other is 因材施教, right? To teach students, to educate students according to their different faculty. And okay, this Chinese character, 人, is the combination of people. And number two, to mean that we should treat people well and nicely. That is the expression of 人, the practice of 人. Right, so 人 can be understood and be translated as compassion, benevolence, loving kindness. Right, or humanity. The essence of the human being which manifests as compassion. Right, so 人 is the main idea of Confucianism. All right, so here is the most important passage. When his disciple Yuan Hui asked about the practice of 人, what does Confucius reply? He says, to completely overcome selfishness, 克己, and then keep to propriety is 人, 克己复礼 is 人. If for a day you can overcome selfishness and keep to propriety, everyone in the world will return to the state of 人. 以知克己复礼，天下归人民. Can you do that? Would it be possible that all the people under the heaven could return to 人? If you just practice 人 for a full day, you can try. Okay, you can try to do it for one day to see if all the people will come to the state of 人. All the people in the world will come to the state of 人. Does this virtual 人 come from oneself or from others? From yourself. Everybody can do this. 可以试试看，克己复礼，以知克己复礼，天下归人民。那我一个试试看， 你试试看要不要一键盘 ？You can try to do it yourself. Okay, how could we practice 克己复礼 All right, Confucius said, do not hear, do not watch, do not move, do not listen if it is not in accordance with the Li. If it is not in accordance with Li, try not to watch, to move, to listen. Right, that is the practice, the practical steps of the practicing 克己复礼. All right. Okay, now, I don't want to. You guys sort of forget it. Thank you.